criminal, dogfighter, animal killer, role model, and quarterback. All these words have been used to describe bad boy of the NFL, Michael Vick, who is running with the law. Today I'm going to inform you on how Michael Vick turned his life around from being a criminal to overcoming the harsh and constant criticism, becoming one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL, and the role model as well. The first thing I want to talk about is what Michael Vick did to become a criminal. In 2001 was Michael Vick's rookie year, and he played with the Atlanta Falcons for 6 seasons. And after 6th season in 2007, there was suspicion that he was hosting dog fights in the backyard of his Virginia home. In December of 2007, he was brought to trial and was sentenced to 19 months in jail for hosting a legal ring of pit bull fights in his backyard. Judge Hudson, who was the judge during his trial, actually upped the sentence to 23 months because of Michael Vick's lying in court. And there was an article on ESPN.com, and Judge Hudson was quoted saying that, you were instrumental in promoting, funding, and facilitating this cruel and inhumane sporting activity, and you've not taken full responsibility for crime, which is why I'm sentencing which is why your sentence has been increased to 23 months. And also, you need to apologize to the millions of young people who you have corrupted and that have looked up to you. After this, Vick accepted his punishment in a humble manner and began his 23-month sentence in December. The second thing, the hardest thing that Vick had to overcome was the criticism that he got from being one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL to becoming a criminal. Before Vick was a criminal, he actually had a contract with Nike, and he designed his own football cleat. And at the time, that was probably one of the best-selling football cleats I know because I actually had a pair. But after he was sentenced to jail, Nike took the cleat off the market, and kids were actually encouraged not to buy it. However, Vick had his followers that stood by his side while he was in jail, and Terrell Owens, who is wide receiver for in the NFL, if y'all didn't know, tweeted and said, "Who's with me on the Vick situation? All in favor, let me get a tweet to support Mike Vick. He did the time for the crime, let the guy play." And this right here is Roddy White. He was a teammate of Vick when he played for the Falcons. And you can't see on the shirt, but it says, he looks up the shirt, it says "Free Mike Vick." And at this time, sports shows, radio shows, and news shows all criticized Vick for what he did. They never talked about, if he's truly remorseful for what he did or if he can bounce back for his career. All they did was dog him for purposely killing animals. But the main point about Mike Vick is how he surprised the country and turned around in his life. Actually, while he was in jail, he met with the PETA organization and actually took an animal empathy class and was tested on the class and passed. And along with that, he donated $1 million to the PETA and actually did a cover shoot for their magazine once he was out of jail. And also, he agreed with the Humane Society after his prison sentence, he would do community service. 2009 was a rejoicing moment because Vick was finally released from jail. But there was one big question that was lurking in the background, and that was if Vick would ever continue his NFL career. I mean, who would sign a contract with the ex-felon? In the National Review, Barack Obama was actually quoted saying it's never a level playing field for prisoners when they get out of jail and for the African-American race. But Vick actually proved Barack Obama wrong just because of Vick's successfulness this past season. But there were no teams would sign a contract with Mike Vick, mainly because no one thought he could bounce back from this 2-year prison sentence. However, Andy Reid, the Philadelphia Eagles head coach, decided to bring Mike Vick onto the team because he truly believed Mike Vick was remorseful for what he did, and he believed he still had the talent that he did before he went to jail. However, there's people that disagreed with Reid. Dave Zirin in the AMAS magazine was actually quoted saying the only reason Andy Reid did this was for media attention. And that's because right before this, Philadelphia Eagles had their all-star quarterback Donovan McNabb, and they actually released him, which brought a lot of negative attention onto the Eagles. So people saw that bringing Vic onto the team would bring a lot of media attention, good and bad, but the team actually needed that. But this past season, 2010, was his best season yet. His stats from this past season greatly exceeded any of his stats from before he was in prison, and that serves as more proof that he went from being a criminal to he was actually nominated as the comeback player of the year for 2010. And we'll go back to some of these pictures. These are just pictures like criticizing Vic. You know, there's one Photoshop picture of a pit bull chasing him. That's actually his mug shot and a drawing when he was in court. And that's another picture of Vic in a doghouse. So there's not really anything positive. Like when Vic was in jail, everyone really just criticized him. And I really like this picture: crime, tragedy, shame, fear, failure, consequence, punishment, triumph, honor, courage, redemption. This picture just sums my entire speech up. Vic's life was a roller coaster. He went from being a football player to a criminal, overcoming criticism, and becoming one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL today. So I hope I've informed you on how Michael Vick turned his life around from being a criminal to a all-star quarterback.